Chisom was not just a girl who loved food. She was the Jollof Queen of Lagos. At least, that is what she called herself online, with over 300,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok. Chisom made short videos of herself cooking, tasting, and rating different Nigerian foods. Every time she cooked jollof rice, her fans flooded her comments with fire emoji and praises. She wore fancy makeup, flashy wigs, and always said, "If your jollof doesn't slap, don't bother." Her catchphrase made her even more famous. One sunny afternoon, Chisom got a DM from a new spice brand called Gideon Pot Flavors. They claimed their jollof spices was the secret of African queens. They even offered her a brand deal to use the spice in her next video. Say it's amazing and got paid big money. Chisholm's eyes sparkled. She didn't even bother to check where the company was located or what the ingredients were. She just said yes. That evening, a young delivery guy dropped off a golden packet at her Lekki apartment. She held it up to her ring light and shouted, "This spice is about to change your jollof life forever." But something was about to go very wrong. Chisom woke up early the next morning, full of excitement. She cleaned her kitchen, set up her ring light, and prepared her ingredients. Today's video had to be perfect. She wanted her fans to scream in the comment section. She boiled the rice, fried her tomatoes, added onions, pepper, and then opened the golden packet of spice. It smelled strange, like rubber and soap mixed together. But Chisom shook it off. "Maybe that's the secret," she whispered and poured it in. As the jollof cooked, the whole kitchen started smelling odd. Still, she smiled at the camera and danced to a Burna Boy song. She finished cooking the dish, plated it nicely, and took a big spoonful. Her smile froze. Her tongue twitched. The jollof tasted like burnt plastic. She tried another bite, but couldn't swallow. Chisom stared at the camera and forced a laugh. "Yummy," she lied. She posted the video anyway, but deep inside, she felt like something was wrong. By the next day, the internet had gone wild. Instead of fire emoji, Chisom's comment section was full of jokes and laughing faces. "Why is your jollof melting the spoon?" someone asked. "This one go burn your stomach," another fan wrote. A popular TikTok creator even made a remix of her video with the words, "Yummy but deadly." Soon, Chisom's face was all over the internet, not as the Jollof Queen, but as the joke of Lagos. Chisom was angry, sad, and confused. She tried to message Gideon Pot Flavors, but their Instagram page had disappeared. The brand didn't exist anymore. She had been scammed. Her phone kept buzzing with negative comments and meme messages. Even her closest fans started unfollowing her. Chisom sat on her kitchen floor in her fancy pajamas, staring at the last bowl of failed jollof rice. "How did I fall for this?" she whispered. But deep down, she knew she had trusted fame more than food. 3 days passed. Chisom stopped making videos. She stayed in her apartment, wearing the same old wrapper and bonnet. She didn't even want to eat, but her rent was due, and her page was losing followers fast. Her friend Ifoma called her and said, "You can't hide forever. Go back to the roots. Go to the real market. Learn from real people." Chisom didn't want to hear that, but something inside her agreed. That Saturday, she wore a plain top and jeans, tied a scarf, and walked through the crowded streets of Balogun Market. There was shouting, sellers, loud music, and smell of pepper soup, suya, and fresh jollof in the air. She didn't carry her ring light or makeup, just her phone in her pocket. She watched old women, pound yam, and grilled fish. Then, at the corner of the street, she saw an old woman stirring a giant pot. The scent pulled Chisom like a magnet. The old woman's name was Mama Nene. She had deep wrinkles, strong arms, and eyes that could see through pride. Her food stand didn't even have a signboard, but people were lined up like it was a bank on salary day. Chisom stood and waited until everyone was served. She watched Mama Nene drop red stew over soft jollof rice and sprinkled something from a small wooden bowl. The aroma was magical. When it was her turn, Chisom asked politely, "Ma, what's in that bowl?" Mama Nene looked at her and said, "A spice, miss, but it's not for show. It's for people who respect food." Chisom nodded and introduced herself, expecting praise. But Mama Nene only raised her eyebrow and said, "I know you. You are the girl who cooked plastic jollof." Chisom's heart dropped. "Please teach me," she whispered. Mama Nene looked at her carefully and said, "Come tomorrow morning. If you are late, don't bother coming at all." Chisom didn't sleep much that night. She kept hearing Mama Nene's voice in her head. "If you are late, don't bother coming at all." By 5:30 a.m., she was already out of bed. She wore a simple t-shirt, packed her hair a ponytail style, and grabbed her phone. No makeup, no filter. She took a danfo to the street market, holding her breath as the smiley conductor shouted, "Oh, show the CMS." At exactly 6 o'clock a.m., she arrived at Mama Nene's stand. Mama Nene was already grinding pepper and onions with a stone. You are early," she said, nodding slightly. "Now, tie your scarf and help me cut tomatoes." Chisom blinked. Tomatoes? She had never touched one without glove or a knife that cost thousands. But she obeyed. For hours, she washed rice, stirred stew, cleaned up, and served hungry workers. Mama Nene didn't talk much, but when she did, her words cut deep. People want to be famous. They forgot how to be useful. Around noon, Mama Nene finally opened her special spice bowl. Chisom watched as she measured just a pinch and dropped it into the pot. The aroma filled the air like music. "What is in it?" Chisom asked. Mama Nene smiled. "It's not just pepper and thyme. It's patience, love, and truth." Chisom laughed, thinking it was a joke, but Mama Nene was serious. "Each time I grind these spices, I pray. I don't miss them when I am angry or proud." Chisom became quiet. She realized her own cooking had been about likes, views, and money, not love or truth. Mama Nene gave her a small packet of the spice mix and said, "Use it only when you are ready." Chisom touched the packet like it was gold. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel like a celebrity. She felt like a student, and it felt good. That evening, Chisom cleared her kitchen and set up her ring light, but this time not for fame. She started a live video and told her fans the truth. How she got scammed, how she made bad jollof, and how an old woman in the street helped her remember what real cooking meant. Her followers were shocked. Some laughed, some cheered, but many sent heart emojis and wrote, "We missed this side of you." Then Chisom brought out the small packet of spices from Mama Nene. "Today I am making jollof with the magic mix," she said. She cooked slowly, explained each step, and even smiled without pretending. When the dish was done, she tasted it and her eyes widened. "This is real." The comment section exploded. "This is the jollof queen we love," one said, but Chisom just smiled and said, "Call me Chisom." Next day, Chisom's video had gone viral. but for the right reason. This time, food blogs started sharing her comeback. Cooking brands began to message her again, but something was different. She wasn't chasing them, they were chasing her. Around 3 p.m., she had a knock. She opened the door, and there stood the same young man who had delivered the first spices. He looked nervous and held out a plastic bag. Please, I came to say sorry. Chisom crossed her arms. You helped scam me. The guy looked down. I didn't know it was fake. I just needed money. But when I saw your new video, I felt ashamed. So I brought this real pepper, ginger, garlic, no lies. Chisom took the bag, stared at it, then looked at him. Thank you, she said quietly. Next time, don't sell your honesty for coins. A few days later, Chisom got an email from a major cooking show in Lagos. They wanted her as a guest judge for their Jollof contest. She almost didn't believe it. The old Chisom would have screamed and posted it everywhere. But this time, she just whispered, Thank you, God. She visited Mama Nene to share the good news. I am proud of you, the old woman said. But remember, even the best jollof can burn if you forget to sell. Chisom laughed and hugged her. Don't worry, I won't forget again. As she left the market, her eyes caught a small girl watching her from behind a table of tomatoes. Chisom smiled and waved. The girl waved back, smiling brightly. Chisom knew what that meant. People were watching, not just fans, but future cooks, dreamers, and maybe the next Jollof queen. And this time, she was ready to lead with humility and flavor. The cooking show was held in a bright studio on Victoria Island. Chisom arrived early, wearing a simple Ankara dress and a fresh smile. She wasn't trying to be flashy anymore, just real. Other judges wore suits and heels, but Chisom felt proud of her look. Cameras rolled, lights blinked, and soon the contest began. 10 young cooks were making different versions of jollof rice. Some added goat meat, others used coconut water, and one even added mango. Some raised her eyebrow but kept an open mind. As each contestant presented their plate, Chisom tasted carefully. She didn't just judge the flavor, she asked questions. Did you rush it? Why this spice? Did you cook with love? The other judges smiled, impressed by her wisdom. By the end of the show, the producer pulled her aside. You are different, they said. We want to give you your own cooking segment. Chisom blinked. Me? They nodded. Yes, not just because you are popular, but because you are real. Chisom rushed to the market the next day to tell Mama Nene the news. The old woman was frying fish when Chisom arrived, dancing and laughing. I got my own segment. They want me to cook on TV. Mama Nene didn't jump or scream. She simply smiled and said, Good, now you will feed more than just stomach. You will feed heart. She reached into her small box and pulled out a tiny calabash tied with red thread. For you, she said. Chisom opened it and saw a handful of dried leaves and seed. My spice, Mama Nene said. The first one I ever made. Keep it close when you feel lost. Open it and remember why you cooked. Chisom hugged her tight. Thank you, Mama, before leaving. She noticed a long line of people at Mama Nene's store, longer than ever before. The old woman was more than a cook, she was a guide. And now, so was Chisom. Just as things were going smoothly, trouble knocked again. A girl named Lara, a rival influencer who once mocked Chisom during her Jollof scandal, posted a video saying, So now burnt Jollof makes you a celebrity? She laughed and compared Chisom to a street hawker. The video went viral and many people started tagging Chisom, expecting drama, but this time Chisom didn't reply with insult or another post. Instead, she went live and invited Lara to join her for a cooking challenge. Live, No edit, no filter. Lara accepted, thinking she would embarrass Chisom. On the challenge day, the studio was packed with fans. Both girls were given the same ingredients and 30 minutes. Lara chopped fast, rushed everything, and poured in too much spice. Chisom moved slowly, told stories as she stirred, and used Mama Nene's method. When the judges tasted the food, the difference was clear. One tastes loud but empty. A judge said, the other is rich and peaceful. Chisom smiled. No need for insult. Her food did the talking. Chisholm's cooking segment quickly became the most watched part of show. She called it Jollof and Wisdom. Each episode mixed recipes with life lesson. People wrote letters saying her story helped them, not just in the kitchen, but in real life. She started getting invites to schools and youth centers, teaching kids how to cook with heart. Once a little girl hugged her and said, I want to be like you when I grow up, but without the fake spices. Chisom laughed and replied, you will be better than me. Even brands that once ignored her now begged to partner with her, but she was wiser now. She only accepted deals with products she believed in. She visited Mama Nene every week, sometimes just to sit and watch her cook. One day, Mama Nene said, you don't need me anymore. Chisom shook her head. No, Mama, I will always need your flavor. The two women smiled. Different generation, same soul. One rainy morning, Chisom walked into a cooking school in Ikeja to speak to young chefs. She brought with her the tiny calabash Mama Nene gave her. Inside this, she said, is magic, not the kind from fairy tales, but the kind from truth, love, and patience. The students listened carefully. Some wrote notes, others stared wide-eyed. Chisom told them about her journey from plastic jollof to purpose. She wasn't ashamed of her past. It made her who she was. Later that day, she posted a photo on Instagram holding a plate of jollof with the caption, fame fades, but real flavor stays forever. That night, as she lay in bed, she smiled, not because of likes or share, but because she had found her true taste somewhere far across the city. Mama Nene stirred a pot and whispered to herself, she's ready. And just like that, the magic of Jollof lived on in every spoon, every lesson, and every honest heart. Like this video if you believed in second chance. Drop a comment. What would you have done if this happens to you? Subscribe and turn on notifications. More powerful African stories are coming your way every week. Share this with a friend who needs some spice in their life. Thank you for watching Folktales by Chinelo. And to you, my returning subscribers, I appreciate you. And to you subscribing, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching.